Hi, my name is Jay Furr. I live in Vermont and I work as a software trainer for a large corporation. A couple of years ago I was griping to a friend of mine about how, because of my work and travel schedule, I don't really have a lot of opportunities to get involved as a volunteer or participate in any kind of community group. And I kind of miss that. I miss the chances that most people have to make a difference in their community. So my friends heard me out and said, well, why don't you come down to D.C. this fall and walk with me in the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer 3-Day. I said, what's that? She said, it's a 60-mile walk to raise funds for breast cancer. I said, well, that sounds interesting, but how much do you have to raise? She said, you have to raise $2,200, and some people raise a lot more. That had me kind of nervous. How am I going to raise all that money? But on the other hand, if you want to make a big impact, you've got to raise a lot of money. And I said, okay, sign me up. And it turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. Along the way, doing all the walking I had to do to get into shape, I got in much better shape. I wound up meeting lots of fascinating people. Met survivors and family members of breast cancer patients, people who have lost loved ones. I learned how valuable it is to be involved in a cause so much larger than myself, to really have something to care that much about. I wound up walking all 60 miles in D.C. I didn't cut any corners. I got to serve as a flag bearer in opening and closing ceremonies, which was a lot of fun and really a special opportunity. And I loved it so much that I knew I'd be back to do it again the next year. In 2009, I decided to sign up for 2 breast cancer 3-day events. I signed up to serve as crew for the Boston Breast Cancer 3-Day, which takes place in July, and I signed up to walk in the Philadelphia Breast Cancer 3-Day, which takes place in late October. My wife saw how enthused I was about the whole thing, and she wound up signing up to do both of those events with me. And that was wonderful having her along as a walker and crew member and as somebody to train with. We had a great time serving as crew at a pit stop in Boston. Yeah, I even decided to wear a pink hard hat and a kilt to keep the walkers entertained when they came through our pit. The October 3-day walk in Philadelphia was fun too, but a combination of near-freezing temperatures, torrential rains, and gale-force winds caused the event to be shortened to a 1-day event. They had to lop 40 miles off the walk. It still was a very inspiring event, but it wasn't as challenging as we'd hoped for. We did get to serve as flag bearers in closing ceremonies, which was a very special experience, but still we were both left wanting a little bit more. Fortunately, the organizers of the 3 days made an offer to the Philadelphia walkers and said anybody who could was welcome to travel to one of the 5 remaining 2009 cities, generally southern cities, and walk the full 3 days there without having to raise any more money. I wasn't able to go because of work, but my wife did make it to Dallas and walked all 60 miles. Unbeknownst to her, I had booked a last-minute ticket and surprised her on the final day at a cheering station with a big banner letting her know how proud I was. This year, 2010, we've once again decided to do 2 breast cancer 3-day events. We're going to be serving as crew in Boston in July, and then we've signed up to walk the Tampa Bay 3-day in late October over Halloween weekend. We figure you can't possibly have freezing temperatures in Tampa Bay in October, right? You know, I've really enjoyed my 3-day journey. It's done things to me I never expected, not least of which is that I've lost 50 pounds in the last 2 years, all by just having to take my life more seriously and think about what I'm doing with myself. And you know, I've acquired a lot of pink clothing along the way. I mean, you never know when you might run into a potential donor, and you want to be able to show your involvement any way you can, start conversations, have somebody go, "Why are you wearing that?" Pink. 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 I've even shaved my head to help raise funds for the 3-day. Let's see. There was once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So yeah, in 2 years I've gone from barely thinking about breast cancer to caring a lot. If there was something I could do tomorrow that would cause the cure for breast cancer to be found just like that, I'd do it. But the fact is that it's not all the walking that finds the cure. It's not my wearing tons of pink that finds the cure. It's not my shaving my head all these times that finds the cure. It's not all the zany things that I've done. In the end, it's not even about me. It's about you. It's about you and what you can do that makes a difference. Since Susan G. Komen began running the breast cancer 3 days, they've raised over $500 million toward the fight against breast cancer. That's an enormous amount of money. There hasn't been one major advance in the fight against breast cancer, you can look this up, that has not been funded, at least in part, by a Susan G. Komen Foundation breast cancer research grant. The money you donate is having a huge impact, but research costs a lot and there's always a need for more of it. So here's what I'm asking. Make the difference. Help us find the cure. Please give generously to the 2010 Breast Cancer 3-Day. Sponsor me or sponsor my wife. You'll see the links coming up in just a second. Together we will find the cure. Together we will make it possible to refer to breast cancer in the past tense. Everyone deserves a lifetime. Everyone. Thank you for your help.